Denny Blanco, my man, how you doing?
Do not adjust your TV screens. You're rocking with the best. It's in the Game podcast. Randy J. Cruz, Sir Denny Blanco, welcome aboard. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is going to be an interesting show because there's some trades that happened.
You can find Denny Blanco on IG and Twitter at Sir Denny Blanco. Find myself on IG and Twitter, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter J, CRUZ. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music and YouTube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Denny Blanco, we're taping this on July 5th. Last week, the NBA free agency period kicked off. Got a couple trades, got a couple people moving on to a different team, got a couple guys staying on with their teams, got a couple guys still in limbo. Not sure what's going to happen in the next couple weeks or months before the NBA season kicks off. But I think domino number one we're going to talk about is the fact that Dame Lillard officially said, reports say that he has told Portland he would like to be traded out of Portland. And the destination of his choice is the Miami Heat. Like that's the only, maybe Brooklyn, but I think Miami is the leading candidate for him to go to a new team. We still don't know what Miami can offer because again, we start with Dame, but there's pieces falling all over the place. Gabe Vincent he left Miami. He's in LA. Max Strus is going to go to the Cavaliers. They traded Oladipo to the Thunder. Cody Zeller went. I forgot where he went. He left. So that Miami Heat is depleting one by one, trying to make room for Dame. And reports are still saying that the Heat's offer is not up to Portland's par. So I know Dame wants Miami, maybe Brooklyn. He's still a Portland Trailblazer as of today. What's your take on this whole Dame saga? And do you eventually see Dame in a new uniform come the NBA season started?
2 years too early. 2 years too late. 2 years too late. Should have left 2 years ago. Wasted time. Shout out to Dame. I don't know what this this dance of I didn't ask for a trade. Maybe I did. Man, listen. It's ridiculous now. Like, well, who cares if you ask for a trade or not? Do you deserve a trade? Have you put in the work for the previous organization to deserve a trade? Are you leaving after 1 year, 2 years, 7 years, 5 years? Come on, guys. What's going on?
Or 11.
Yeah, like what? Come on, guys. No, we're past the time where we're looking at players like, except if you're James Harden. We're past the time where we're looking at players where it's just like, yo, what's going on with you and your trade? Or Kevin Durant, what's going on with you and your trade requests? Dame and Portland, unfortunately, Miami may not have enough. Baby. If I'm Portland,
and it's not only that. I think it's not only that. Before I cut you off, Portland, from what I've been seeing or reading, is like, Tyler Hero, that's cool, but I don't think they're too high, they're too keen on Tyler Hero. So now, if Tyler Hero is not involved, I think they're trying to get more teams involved. Go ahead.
Maybe, but if I'm Portland, who's their best player left that's available on Miami? That's available because they're probably saying Bam's not available, Jimmy's not available.
Of course.
So it's Hero. Mm-hmm. So, what am I going to do with Hero coming back for Dame? You got any first-round picks for me? You got anything? Hey,
that's
Brooklyn.
why they got to get the third or fourth team involved to get other pieces. You ain't getting the pieces directly from Miami. You got to get it from. I'm hearing Brooklyn might be involved. Brooklyn wants compensation if they take on Tyler Hero. I hear Ben Simmons could be involved. So this is not just a regular me and you, 2-team deal. This is going to be a 3 or 4 team deal. And we've seen the mock trades of, I know Dame wants Miami, but all right, what about, this team, Brooklyn? What about Utah? What about this team? What about that team? I was like, Dame's not leaving Portland to go to a different destination, does not have a chance to win a championship. He wants to be in that contention for a title in Miami, who just coming off the NBA Finals, has the best shot. in the Eastern Conference, along with Boston, along with Milwaukee. But it's like you mentioned last week that if you were Dame, you were his people, or you were the Bucks, you would look to try to get a trade to Milwaukee. But they just re-signed Middleton, they re-signed Brooke Lopez. I don't know what they can do as far as the contract for Dame outside of Drew Holiday, but it's this is not gonna be like we next week we got it done. This is gonna be a fucking long process, and until Portland budges or Dame budges, and they just re-signed Jeremy Grant to a big contract. And I know they drafted Scoot Henderson, so it's like now Portland's really in limbo where they want to accommodate Dame. At the same time, they got to do the best thing for the Portland Trailblazers going forward.
Joe Tsai from Brooklyn Nets.
I like Brooklyn.
This is your time. This is your time to apologize to all the Nets fans having Kyrie leave, Kevin Durant leave, James Harden leave. Here's an opportunity to bring in Dame Dollar to play with Mikal Bridges, and Cam Thomas. Okay, I think you have the picks to make it work. I don't know if you have anything Portland will need or desire, and maybe you need a third team. But listen, whatever you do, Dame. I mean, Dame doesn't have a no trade clause.
No, Bradley Beal had that. Bradley Beal.
So Dame could go anywhere.
Pretty much that they could trade him to fucking
Utah.
Rockets.
They could send him to Utah.
Detroit if they wanted to, but
they could send him to Detroit. So you know, unfortunately, they were leaning on Portland being very business minded people who appreciate Dame and say, we're going to send you where we, where we both agree on.
Yeah,
not so much.
Dame is like, listen, I don't care what you do or how you do it. I want to go to Miami. If you got to get one person here, draft picks here, go ahead, do what's best for you. But I want to end up in Miami. And I think just we spoke about it during the season, the Heat culture or Spoelstra. You see the development of Bam, the development of Jimmy Butler, and other guys. Now Pat Riley. I think Pat Riley wants to win one more championship. He's been the architect for that team for so long. And Dame in Miami could be interesting. Listen, we've seen Jimmy Butler take a lot on his shoulder during the playoffs and the finals. They need that other guy at the point guard to get 25 a game, 30 a game, kind of, spread the offense a little more where it's not totally on Bam, totally on Jimmy. So that's going to be a fun team. It's like, all right, who else is going to be there when Dame gets there? As you mentioned, there's no Gabe, no Strus, no Oladipo, no Zeller. Now, if you get rid of Hero, maybe Kyle Lowry, it's a lot. And not even Brooklyn. They Seth Curry goes back to Dallas. They traded your man Joe Harris to I think Detroit, somewhere like that.
Detroit.
So they're losing pieces. They just re-signed Cam Johnson. And
Cam Thomas is going to take those minutes.
And we're both fans of Mikal Bridges being. I think he'll be an all-star next year. Now you put him and Dame together, that could be interesting up in Brooklyn. So
him, Dame and Cam was a good three-headed monster to start off with. And then work your way backward by filling the gaps.
Right.
But I pray to the heavens that they find a way to get rid of Ben Simmons, but we'll see.
Well, Ben could be involved in one of these deals if it's a multi-team deal, and Ben Simmons could be out of here.
Please Jesus.
Aside from the Dame, there's a lot, so I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Kyrie Irving staying with the Mavericks on a 3-year deal. Now gets a full year with Luka. I think it'll be different for Kyrie, different for Luka and the Mavericks. I guess they didn't want to have a Jalen Brunson problem part 2 where they lose a top-notch point guard for nothing.
You mean part 3?
Part 3.
You mean part 3?
Who am I?
I don't know if it's a matter of losing. It's just a matter of bad decision making. So you remember Steve Nash was at Dallas at one point, wasn't he?
That's right. That's right.
And guess what? Mark Cuban said, Steve Nash, he's okay. He's not like an MVP or anything.
Yeah.
Went to the Suns and won 2 MVPs.
Back to back.
Thank you. Then thank you. And then Mark Cuban woke up and said, "Let me do it again with Jalen Brunson." What?
Yeah, that
So
was
wakes up and does it again with Jalen Brunson. So now he sees Kyrie. He's like, "Oh, let me sign him."
and they did everything possible to keep the tenth pick from the Knicks in the draft. So
On purpose.
yeah, but I think
Purpose.
Kyrie with Luka in a full training camp, full everything, from top to bottom, they'll be a better team. I think Kyrie did very well with the Mavericks. He averaged 20, 28 a game. Um, but they still got other pieces to work on to fill out the gaps. Tim Hardaway's still there. Christian Wood might still be there. He might be on the way out. I don't know. But as long as you have Luka and Kyrie, that's a good starting point. But they got to get better with the height and the better on the defensive side of the ball. But keeping Kyrie for 3 years on I think 125 mil is that's a pretty good contract for Kyrie.
No, it's a discount. It's a
Yeah,
discount.
could have gotten more with Brooklyn, but still,
It's a discount. He was supposed to get that
yeah.
next large jump.
Hmm.
But again, it's not always about what you do on the court.
Yeah.
It's not always about what you do on the court, let me tell you.
Hmm. Draymond Green staying with the Warriors. I think 4 year, 100 mil, 100 plus mil. I know we fantasy world thought that he was going to be on the move, maybe to the Lakers. I know Dame wanted him in Portland, but they traded Jordan Poole to the Wizards. There's so many. Listen, Kuzma stayed with Washington.
That was the
Um,
money man.
he was like, I'm keeping that bread.
Money man.
But
Hmm.
listen, I think I don't know how many games they're going to win, but on paper, again, Kuzma, Jordan Poole, Tyus Jones in Washington could be a fun watch. I'm not saying they're going to be a top five or whatever in the East, but don't know how many games they're going to win. But I like Kuzma. I've been a big fan of Kuzma. I've been telling you since before, like the free agency period. Whoever gets Kuzma, I think Kuzma could have been good, like on a Sacramento. Um, but him, Jordan Poole, jacking up shots, and Tyus
Listen,
Jones getting an opportunity to start, could be fun down there in Washington.
listen. No one on Beyonce's Green's Earth thought that Draymond was going to get traded. And if you did, you didn't read the tea leaves. The tea leaves are very simple. Draymond has 4 rings with the Golden State Warriors. Steve Kerr came out and said, "We don't win without Draymond."
Right.
Then Jordan Poole's getting paid more than Draymond at one point.
Yeah.
Then Draymond puts his fist in Jordan Poole's face. Jordan's gone in a blink of an eye. We can't have this guy get punched in the face and get more money than Draymond Green. Get rid of him. Re-sign Draymond Green. Keep it pushing. He's the heart and soul of the team. No matter if he punched the guy or not. He probably,
Mhm.
and word on the street is from articles I just recently read. It's like, oh yeah, nah, it wasn't just Draymond that didn't like Jordan's attitude. Whether you read into that or not, that's what's in the reports. Whether you read it, whether Clay thought something of him or some people thought something of Jordan once he got his money,
Mhm.
it is what it is. The guy averaged 20 points a game and got 100 million. So God bless him. He gets to shoot and beat Steph in Washington. I
Yeah.
mean, and he already got his ring, right?
Of course. I
Hey,
won.
hey, man, you get a ring, and then you get your money, and then you get to average 40 shots a game. My
And you start.
God, and you start. Come on, yo. I mean,
That's
that's
what I'm
what.
saying. They're going to be a fun. I think they're going to be a fun watch. I got to see where they plug the other holes in because obviously there's no Bradley Beal, there's no Porzingis. He's in Boston. Speaking, going back to the Warriors again, so many domino effects. Obviously, they got Chris Paul in the trade for Jordan Poole. They keep Draymond Green. They lose DiVincenzo to the Knicks, and obviously, the Knicks pick up DiVincenzo. In the process, the Knicks trade Obi Toppin to the Indiana Pacers for 2 second-round picks. And we've been seeing like Obi's name in trade talks for a minute, um, especially linked to Indiana. Sidebar: Indiana resigns Tyrese Halliburton to a 5-year, 260 max contract. Um, again,
Oh,
a lot of things
bag
going on.
man,
A lot of things going on. So he
bag
stays.
man.
He resigns. Going back to the Knicks, I think Obi's gonna thrive in Indiana. If you look at the Indiana roster, Halliburton, which I think will be the starting five. Halliburton, Matherin, Miles Turner, Obi Toppin, and if I'm not mistaken, Buddy Hield, something like that. In it, they're gonna be better than last year. That and then with Rick Carlisle on the sidelines, that's gonna be a better team. Could be a top 8, top 6 kind of team in the Eastern Conference. Fun, young, athletic wings, alley oops all over the place. But I think it's a better opportunity for Obi because in New York it was just a log jam at that position. You got Randall, you got Hartenstein, you got Mitchell Robinson, um, and I just don't think he was going to get the playing time in year 4 with the Knicks, outside looking in. And now you put him in a position where it's like you're putting a lot of young guys on this roster. As I mentioned, Turner, Halliburton, and Matherin. I know I'm forgetting somebody in Indiana. But I like the deal but getting 2 second-round picks is just he was a top 8 lottery pick, and it's like if he had more playing time, maybe could have got more for him, or maybe he could have done more. We always said for a year, why don't you play Randall and Obi together? Why don't you try that experiment out? And when they did, it was pretty good. But I think Tibbs just never did it for a long extended period of time. I know you told me mad times. Tibbs is the microwave. We need to be an air fryer, be more up to date and more in today's coaching kind of lines. But that's what it is. Obi's in Indiana. We get 2 second-round picks. We get DiVincenzo. I think they're gonna run it back with the team they have, unless there's a small move coming down the pipeline, and that's gonna be your Knicks, and that's gonna be your Indiana Pacers next year.
I had a conversation with a couple people online, Knicks fans, Pacers fans. Listen, DiVincenzo, yeah, maybe he shoots 40% from 3
Yeah,
last year. That's great.
and
I, I,
they needed shooters. They needed 3-point shooters.
that's great. The thought process is DiVincenzo's being brought in to be a 3-point shooter, and for me, it's shooting. You need shooting. For me, it's just like for me as a strategy. Obi brings way more than shooting.
Mm,
That's just me.
yeah.
And a lot of people, you draft a guy, true or false. Obviously, 3 years. Obi played under Tom Thibodeau, correct? Am I going crazy? Did he play three
Yeah,
years at the
he
time, or he
drafted in
only played?
2020. Yeah, this was year 3.
Tom Thibodeau don't play rookies
Yeah.
unless you're what, Derrick Rose, and you need to win some games as a rookie coach.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I mean, God forbid you decided to play Obi at the 3 with Randall. And then the concept was you used Obi as a Randall backup. Obi's gone. Who's your Randall backup now? Tom Thibodeau. You think, Knicks fans, answer me this. How durable is Randall? He has been durable. But if you look at Chicago players, they were durable at the first 1 or 2 years under Tom Thibodeau. Then
Mm.
year 3, then year 4, injuries, injuries, injuries. So I questioned the trade. Obviously, it was based on tea leaves. It was coming. But I based on based on the question, does this trade make my team, excuse me, does this trade make the New York Knicks team? a better team than they were last year? That's the question. And my answer to that is hell no.
Mm-hmm.
No, you take a step back.
Yeah.
You Knicks fans take a step back with that trade. I just sit back and I'm like, wait, how do you trade a guy that could defend 3 to 4 positions?
Mm-hmm.
Obi could defend the 1, the 2, the 3, and possibly the 4. He's working on his game. His offensive game is coming up. And let's be clear, when he started, the numbers suggested,
He did pretty fucking good.
the numbers suggested when he started, you're looking at
Yeah.
maybe a 20-plus scorer on 50%
Mhm.
shooting with
Yeah.
7, 8 rebounds a game. So it's for me, it's a good luck for the New York Knicks. We're going to see how
Mhm.
that. Oh, I forgot one main thing too.
What you forgot?
You bring in Dante.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Quickly's minutes going?
So the guards are Brunson. You got
Josh
Josh Hart, DiVincenzo
Dante.
quickly.
That's your
RJ
four.
Barrett.
Four. Wait, just look at the 4 guards under at least 6'3". Brunson, Hart, Dante, Quickly. Where's Quickly minutes going? To Dante.
No, I don't think Dante taking his minutes though. I don't think so.
Who's the first guard off the bench last year?
It was quickly, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Even with Josh coming in, I think Josh started. Quickly, Josh, Barrett,
Mm-hmm.
Randall, and Mitchell. Right? First guard off the bench is Quickly. They have Dante. Quickly's the first guard off the bench?
Hmm.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
That's
It's Dante.
that's for Tips to figure out, not me.
Dante's Quickly's losing minutes. After he's developed all this, he's going to lose minutes to Dante? This is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
Unless they strategize where out of the Josh Hart, Quickly, DiVincenzo, it's like they could, whoever's the starting 3, like Josh Hart just might be the backup small forward ish type player, right? Because he can rebound very well. Quickly's gonna back up Brunson, and then DiVincenzo's gonna probably back up the 2 guard. So they're all gonna be separated. Like everybody can't back up Brunson. I'm not having 3 guards backing on 1 guy. So you guys are gonna be 1 for Brunson, 1 for RJ, and then 1 for not for Randall. Who's small forward, bro? I'm thinking I'm losing it.
Yeah, no, listen. I'm telling you, Knicks roster.
Grimes. That's what I'm forgetting. Grimes.
But Grimes is a 2.
I know, but they're gonna DiVincenzo probably gonna back up Grimes. Josh gonna back up RJ Barrett, and then Quickly gonna back up Brunson.
Okay,
That's the only way to do it.
they're going to be very small.
Yeah. And D Rose went to Memphis, by the way.
Yeah. They're going to be very good mentor. Good mentor for Ja Morant. Maybe he'll listen to him.
Well, listen, they got Derrick Rose and Marcus Smart over there now, so yeah,
Maybe they'll listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they won't. Either way, Memphis Grizzlies can be like, you don't want to listen? No problem. Marcus, Derrick. Now they can go to 2 people and be like, yeah, yo, come in and play Ja's minutes. He's somewhere. Good move by Memphis. Yeah, no, Knicks, y'all small. Y'all gonna see again the question, guys.
They got to get a backup power forward.
Guys,
they got to get it.
The objective is to, when you make a trade, to get better, not take a step back. So the question again arises, with this trade of Obi going to Indiana, and you have to understand, where did the Knicks end up last year? Out of this 3rd round?
They were the 5th seed, and they got to the conference semifinals.
Semifinals. So the expectation is, Knicks fans, semifinals or higher. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get better than Milwaukee? No. Did you get better than
Boston,
Orlando?
Miami.
Did you get better than Boston? Did you get better than You may have gotten better than Miami because of Gabe Vincent and
Yeah.
Strus and these guys leaving. So you may have gotten better than Miami. They may have taken a step back.
Cavaliers.
You didn't get better than Cavaliers. Cavaliers stayed the same. So the question is Evan Mobley and Jared Allen going to come back the same? Probably not.
Listen,
Okay.
man, they got to get a backup 4 now. We'll see what happens. There's still time.
We still got Isaiah Hartenstein too, by the way.
We just seen Orlando cut Bobo. Everybody now I'm on Twitter. Yo, they got to sign Bobo. I'm like, all right, cool. If you sign Bobo, listen. As long as you get a backup power forward to back up Randall, because Hartenstein's gonna back up Mitchell Robinson. They got Jericho Sims still there, so if he's the backup to Randall, I don't know. But I think there's another move coming. But I wish Obi the best. That's my guy. Mad love to him and his family, and I think he's gonna thrive in fucking Indiana, bro. Like I'm seeing it right now, man. Him and Halliburton on the fast break.
Listen, shout out to Tyrese
260.
Halliburton. I want to give you a specific shout out. Clip this any way you want. Speaking to you, Tyrese. Me personally, I hate your jump shot. I really do. I think it could be a whole lot better. Having stated that, your vision is Jason Kidd-esque.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep it 100 with you because I'm being objective as possible. I don't like your jump shot. Could be better, and I would say you would agree with that. However, your vision propelled you to not only an all-star appearance, but after your rookie contract, you got a $260 million contract off of passing and scoring. Sidebar, I just need to know, what does $260 million get me? Tyrese Halliburton stats. I need to know what $260 million gets me.
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm seeing here, I see 20 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists on 50% shooting.
Yeah, double, 20 and 10, 50% shooting. The vision is crazy.
Tyrese, imagine if you had a better jump shot, my guy. Oh, you at 27.
Like 25 a game.
Yeah, lights. Ooh. Yeah.
And listen, sidebar with Halliburton, I don't even know. He's a big wrestling guy. He loves wrestling. I follow him, and I'm like, I've scrolled up and down. He talk about SummerSlam. I'm like, what? This pay-per-view, WrestleMania. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, we gotta reach out to him, get him on It's in the Game, then get him on the wrestling pod with you.
Halliburton, you got an invite to talk some wrestling on this podcast, man. Whenever you have time, I know you're a very busy guy with a lot of money.
Busy.
So
very busy guy. But again, coming from Iowa State, your man got drafted 12th by Sacramento. Hey,
and you know what's so funny? When that trade happened with Halliburton and Sabonis, everybody was saying like, "Oh, Sacramento fucked up," but it's like this: the Sacramento deal for Halliburton and this New York deal with Obi, it kind of mirrors the same image, the same thing, because they had De'Aaron Fox in Sacramento, and Halliburton wasn't going to get the PT that he was deserving. And now you ship him to Indiana, and now you see the potential, which is what I hope that it happens for Obi, where NY drafts you. It just didn't work well, and now you get shipped off to Indiana, and now you're going to blossom into the guy that I know. We know, many Knicks fans know, you're going to be, you need time on the floor. You need time on the floor. You need 20, 25, 30 minutes a game to show your full potential. And just like Halliburton, I think Obi's going to thrive in fucking Indiana.
I have to ask you a question, and this is for all Knicks
And
fans.
that one trade with Halliburton and Sabonis, they both won that trade. It was
They
like
both.
Sabonis got the new deal too.
Indiana needed a point guard at the time. Sacramento needed a big.
Yeah,
When the swap happened, I was like, both teams win. Tyrese gets this blossom in Indiana, and Sabonis gets a point guard
yeah.
in De'Aaron Fox. However, here's the another $1 million question. I was trying to laugh like $1 million Man, but I don't think I got this.
DiBiase.
DiBiase.
Yo, and that's the point. Halliburton put the tweet out of DiBiase laughing. I'm like, this guy right here.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved the $1 million Man bit. I loved it. Listen, the
Yeah.
question is, how will you Knicks fans feel? Not if. When Obi Toppin averages 25 in Indiana. How are you guys going to feel? Are you going to feel that the trade was necessary and needed? Or are you going to feel like we
I
made
would
a
say
mistake?
it was needed for him. Like
No, F him, F
like
him.
no,
It's about
I'm just saying from a personal standpoint. You know, seeing him, if he gets 18, 20, 22 a game, I'll be like, yo, I'm happy. That's my guy. You know, he can be in Detroit, Milwaukee. I don't care where he's at. I'm gonna be a supporter no matter what. But seeing him get the minutes, um, seeing him under the tutelage of Rick Carlisle, who the championship coach, um, and again, Indiana's it's a different scene than New York, bro. It's just it's like when he went to Dayton. It was like it's known, but it's not big and everything. It's right. It's not New York, so you might be able to be more comfortable and thrive in that kind of environment than a big city like New York. And I think with him getting the PT, listen, there'll be ups, there'll be downs, but I think he's gonna learn better there than the time he had here in New York. So it just, I'm happy for him. Bottom line,
no. Bottom line, personally, I wanted him to be able to, get money and be the most successful NBA player he could possibly be. Those are the only two things I looked at. Obi doesn't ruffle feathers, comes to work, lunch pail attitude,
hmm
never disappoints with energy, high motor.
yeah.
So yeah, no, him and
And you know what,
Indiana.
bro?
But the concept is if he averages over 18 a game consistently on 50% shooting,
And you know what?
Knicks fans will be upset. Bottom line,
Knicks
y'all gonna be
fans,
upset.
Knicks fans get mad at anything.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but you know what? Two people before I move on to the last point with the Lakers, two people in that draft he was in already got like the max contract. Halliburton and Bain from Memphis. So it's like, all right, I need my time to put out and show what I can do, so I can get that payday one day. So all
Sidebar
right,
Desmond. Sidebar Desmond Bain.
yeah,
Now, I don't care what Desmond. I don't care the bane of my existence. I don't care what the internet says. You're not 6'5". I don't care. I don't care. And I'm saying this as a positive to you. A lot of people do not understand, and I think Ben Gordon said it best. Shout out to you. Ben Gordon said it best. People do not understand how hard it is at 6'1" to score over a guy who's 6'5", who's 6'6", who's 6'7". People don't understand. They make it look easy, but it's one of the hardest things to do. Desmond Bain coming out of TCU, Texas Christian University. Your man is 6'1", 6'2", if that.
mm-hmm.
But solid, 216. Okay? Your man was drafted. Where was this man drafted? I need to know where he was drafted. Oh, he was drafted 30th pick, round 1.
That's right, 30th,
30th pick,
and you got over 200 mil last week.
207.
207. What,
30th
five years,
pick.
right? 4 years, 5 years.
looks like a
Four, right?
5 year. It's a 4 year, 4 year. It's a 5 year extension.
5 year.
6 foot guard. Okay, he's a 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 2. He's not a 1. He's a 2. So
Right.
I mean, I'm just
Oh, that's what I forgot. Bruce
oh,
Brown, Indiana. That's like I know I forgot somebody. I went
Bruce Brown in
okay.
Indiana. Bruce Brown in Indiana. He's going to flourish
Yeah.
too. He got the ring, got the money. Now we'll get the minutes.
And that's what I'm saying. Halliburton, Bruce Brown, Buddy Hield, Matherin, Obi, Miles Turner. That's a good solid 6 right there. All
Good
young.
solid. Yeah. Good solid. Good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Desmond Bain though. Again,
Yeah.
no one would have seen this coming. Everything jumped from 2021 to 2022. 18 to 21 points, 47 from 46 to 47% shooting, shot 40% from 3. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you don't have to be drafted number 1 to make money in the NBA. You could be drafted 30th in the first round. And if you ball in your 3 years, i.e. Anthony Edwards, like, I mean, just think about in the
You got paid
90s.
too.
Yeah, think about the 90s. Think about guys like, after your rookie contract, Melo, you get to sign a $200 million contract.
They're trying to lock you up early.
After 3 years. Hey, don't get me wrong. It works for some. For some,
Yeah.
you got the 5 year extension. That's why they're trying to make it so players stay with their teams.
Yeah.
But you're going to have players that are going to say no to that.
They locked up Ant-Man. Charlotte locked up LaMelo Ball.
Kyrie said no to the extension.
Mm-hmm.
With Brooklyn. He said no to more money.
Yeah.
126. I think he was supposed to get 207, 220. And he said no. He said no. I'm good. Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, so we're going to see this summer leagues here. We're going to see, shout out to everybody playing in summer league, the rookies. This is your time to shine. Shout out to Chet Holmgren doing that work that I see.
He's back.
We are the It's in the Game pod. We talk about things before they happen.
That's right. My last point before we go, the Lakers doing their very best to compete with Denver for the Western Conference next year. They kept Austin Reeves. They kept D'Lo. They kept Hachimura, but they brought on Taurean Prince, Gabe Vincent, Cam Reddish, and Jackson Hayes.
Lakers better look at Bobo stop playing games. Lakers better look at Bobo stop playing games. The objective here is to help Anthony Davis by any means necessary against that guy up top. That pudgy guy that can't jump, has no post game.
That Joker guy.
Just won 2 MVPs light.
Mm.
Okay? They need help. So if you can get Bobo with AD to bring Joker away from the rim, bring him on the wing, that could help.
So you like the moves by LA?
So far, so good. They got Long. Yeah. Obviously, you keep Reeves, who's developed. Shout out to LeBron James. He always finds a guy. Say, hey, you know what?
Always find somebody.
You know what? Let's give him some money.
Yeah. Oh, he's a shooter? Yeah, get him. He can play defense? Yo, get him on board.
Yeah, give him some more money. Tristan Thompson, give him some more money. Obviously, you get Gabe Vincent. I love the pickup with Gabe Vincent. Shout out to you. You get paid undrafted. Get paid good money.
And he goes to a title contender.
Title from one title to contender
in the East.
To another title contender, from one hot city to another hot city. Oh, Gabe.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I think this roster is better than last season's roster.
Yeah.
Because once you, whether they want to keep D at the starting point guard, plays no defense. Once you move him, I say you start Gabe Vincent, but whoever, chances are they're going to keep D'Lo at the 1. You get Gabe Vincent, he's going to defend, he's going to score. Then you get Taurean Prince.
The starting five going to be LeBron, AD, D'Lo, I think Austin Reeves, And what, Hachi?
I like that starting five. Hachi at the 3, Bron at the 4, AD at the 5.
Something like that.
I like that starting lineup for sure. Because again,
Yeah.
Hachi was, to be honest, 80. You say the Lakers. Obviously, you go from Hachi came in half season.
Right.
Hachi came in half season and was their 4th best player.
And yeah,
In the playoffs. In the playoffs, he was their 4th best player. 80, not in rank. 80, LeBron, Austin Reeves.
Hachi. And they still got Vanderbilt, but they lost Malik Beasley to Milwaukee, I think. 2 more before I wrap up. Westbrook, Clippers, $8 million, 2-year deal, some shit like that. Also, surprisingly, Van Fleet goes to Houston on like a mega
I'm
contract.
not surprised about that.
Van Fleet, Dylan Brooks went to Houston.
I wasn't surprised about that. That was Ime Udoka is there. He needs veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Not number rookies in that locker room. Babies. Pretty much. You got babies in that locker room. We need grown men who's going to show these guys how to play basketball, be professional. Now, you got people like, oh, what kind of Dylan Brooks? He's not a winner. This is a team game. Dylan Brooks is going to defend. He's going to annoy. He's going to take pressure off of Fred VanVleet, who, again, solid guard. Yes, you have to overpay to get someone who's solid. You have to overpay. Yeah. Shout out to also Fred VanVleet, a guy who literally over freaking achieved. You have to understand, 29 years old, he's maybe 6 foot, if that. He got drafted, Wichita State. Where was it? Where did he get drafted? I can't figure it out. It doesn't show. Anyway, concept is he gets to go to Houston and be the leader there. And let's be clear, the money this man has garnered over the period over a period of time. Let me just take a look here. We're talking about let's see. We're talking about he made 128 million with the Rockets. 128 million with the Rockets. So 20 million over the next 3 years. And obviously he signed a big contract with Toronto. And he has a ring.
And he's undrafted.
And he's undrafted. Thank you. I'm like, where's his draft? Where's his draft? Where's his draft number? I can't find it.
It don't exist. It's not there.
Your man wasn't drafted and has made over 200 million in his career.
And like you said earlier, listen, you don't got to be number 1 overall pick to make millions. You could be a 2nd round pick like Draymond Green. You could be undrafted like Fred VanVleet.
Shout out. One last shout out. Shout out to Pat Beverly. For everybody that keeps saying Patrick Beverly's a bum, he still keeps getting paid and getting contracts. It's very interesting. He's effective. Thank you. People think that you don't get paid if you're not effective. Or you keep getting picked up from waivers. If you're not effective, that's the same way Jay Crowder. Don't know who's gonna pick you up next, but you're picked up because you're effective. You go to Minnesota, you go to LA, you go to Chicago. Now where is he?
I think in Philly.
You know they're gonna love him in Philly. They love hard work. That's all they want.
Yeah. And the next show we do, we're going to figure out what they're going to do with James Harden. That's the next domino.
Oh my God.
To figure out. So it should be very interesting the next couple of days. Going to be more consistent with the podcast coming forward. We'll see what happens with Dame, James Harden, any other trades. I know we'll lock in sometime next week. But you can find Denny Blanco on social media, IG, Twitter, and TikTok at Sir Denny Blanco. Find myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter J, CRUZ, on TikTok, IG, and Twitter. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music, as well as youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Randy Cruz, Denny Blanco, It's in the Game podcast. We out.
One yourself, you heard?